welcome to a very special edition of In the Library with
Jennifer Saul.
And I'm Adrian. And we're coming at you from the next to last week of April in the year of 2026, I think. Pretty sure. For our listeners out there who may not be in the aware, what is so special about April?
April is National Poetry Month. So every year we celebrate poetry throughout the month of April. And at the library, we like to celebrate it by having a poetry contest. Adrian, have you submitted any poetry to our poetry contest?
I don't believe I'm eligible.
I mean, you can submit, you just can't win.
Okay, I'll think about it.
So if anyone would like to submit throughout the whole month of April, so that means until April 30th, so you still have a little over a week, you can submit a poem. This is open to all ages. We do give away prizes for adults, teens, and children, so it's divided into 3 categories. We ask that your poem be no longer than 1 type page, and we do strongly encourage typing your poems so that they are easily readable by the judges. Make sure you include your name, phone number, age, and email on your entry so we know which category to put you in and how to contact you in case you win. You can submit them in person to any one of our 16 branches, or you can email me at jennifer.saul@monroe.lib.mi.us. And hopefully we will see some fabulous submissions this year.
Fantastic. Is there any particular style of poem that we should or should not include?
We are open to all styles. A lot of the elementary school kids submit, so we get some very creative formatted poetry. So we are open to pretty much anything, obviously, as long as it is, appropriate.
Fair enough. Fair enough. If I want to submit, say, a painting, would that be accepted?
That is not a poem. It needs to be words on a typed sheet of paper.
Okay, I'm listening. I'm hearing what you're saying. But if the painting was titled "A Poem" printed on a sheet of paper,
I think the poem should be titled "Exasperation."
Fair enough. Fair enough. Do you have a favorite poet?
I've always been fond of Emily Dickinson, but if we're going a little more modern, I like Louise Gluck. Do you have a favorite poet?
So if we're looking traditional old school, I was raised in a Robert Frost household.
I mean, Frost is good.
Yes. Well, my dad thought it sounded sophisticated, so Frost is what we read as children, as it were. And I think more modern style. I have a personal favorite in that I have met the poet. So Lanny Stabile out of Detroit. Yeah.
Oh, yes. She's been here a few times.
She has, yes.
I like her book, Good Morning to All Men, except for the ones who named their dog Zeus. I think is the
correct,
title.
Yes.
Yes.
Have you ever written a poem?
I've written lots of poems.
What is your process for writing a poem?
I don't know that I have a set process. It's usually to get away from people and go somewhere quiet. And then just write what comes to my mind. Also, sometimes I just get like a line and I'll have to save it in my phone and then come back to it later. I'm also very, very good about thinking up things that are important to write down at night when I wake up. So taking notes before I fall back asleep again, because that's probably when the good stuff hits.
I will second that. And for any listeners out there who do a similar thing, go ahead and leave us a comment down below on how you approach keeping and memorizing lines that you're going to use later. But on my phone, I have a Keep app where every time I have like a really good thought, I'm like, ooh, that's going right in there. And then I read it like 2 weeks later, I'm like, oh, what was I drinking?
See, I'll have them as like individual lines and then no longer remember the context for what I wanted it for, which is very depressing. It seemed brilliant at the time, though.
It's true. And sometimes you're writing and you're like, wow, this is flowing so well. It's like, I just have to read it in this specific rhythm. And then you look at it later and it's just words on a paper and you're like, there was a rhythm and I don't remember it now.
Very true. Hopefully we will get a lot of brilliant poetry coming through this month. Even if you're shy about it, feel free to submit it. It's not like if we don't like it, we're going to hang it on the wall and make fun of it. So go ahead and give it a try. You never know until you try.
she might hang my painting of a poem printed on paper to laugh at it. She might.
I laugh at him in general, so it has nothing to do with poetry.
Yeah. Are there often a lot of poems submit?
It's varied greatly by year. I will say teens tends to be the smallest category of submissions I get. I get a lot of children because some teachers will like have their class do a poetry project and submit a whole class. So I can get hundreds of children's submissions and a decent amount of adults, but teens has always been my smallest category. So if you know any teens who do like to write, please get them to submit because their odds of winning are significantly higher than that of a child than an adult because they have less competition.
I do enjoy less competition. I do enjoy it. Makes me feel better about when I come in like third. It's like, oh, I got third. Never mind that there were only 3 candidates, you know? It just sounds nice. Has anyone famous ever submit a poem?
No one famous. We do get a lot of people who wanted to submit who are people who submit to a lot of poetry competitions who do not live in Michigan. That is actually why I had to add a rule this time that you need to live in Monroe County because we had so many people trying to submit from other areas because you could submit online and thus it was easy. So we are limiting it to Monroe County residents only.
Well, you have therefore excluded me. So it's how it goes. I need someone who's willing to be like a opposite of a ghostwriter in my stead. What's that called?
I don't know. I think it's something you just made up.
Probably. That's fine. So
do we have anything else exciting going on at the library this month, Adrian, other than my poetry contest?
What is exciting going on this month?
I know one exciting thing going on Sunday. Is this going to be broadcast before Sunday?
Oh, yes.
So we have a huge tea party going on Sunday, although it might be full. But keep in mind, I do a tea party at the Bedford Library every April, so you can't make it necessarily to this one, but keep it in mind for next year.
So this one is themed after
Jane Austen, because she just turned 250 in December. So we're celebrating her 250th year.
Now, I'm familiar with her novels. Was she a poet as well?
I think she primarily did novels.
Okay.
The Brontes were more novelette poets. Austen was more just novels.
That's fair. Jane Austen, if you're listening, go ahead and write a poem. Submit it.
Jane Austen is listening. I'm going to be a little creeped out.
You don't know the power of the podcast. Someone out there named Jane Austen is like, it's my calling. Jane Austen, if you live in Monroe County, please submit a poem. I don't think the original Jane Austen,
Yeah.
Have you ever seen, this is neither here nor there, have you ever seen Anne Juliet? The stage
No.
musical? Oh. There's a running joke in that because Shakespeare's wife was named Anne Hathaway, there would never be another Anne Hathaway.
Which we know is very not true because Anne Hathaway is very famous and has a really awesome movie coming out next month that I want to go see.
Oh, yeah? What's that movie?
The Devil Wears Prada 2 is finally coming out.
Oh.
Did you not watch the first one, Adrian?
I'm going to be honest, I didn't.
That's so sad. It's fantastic.
Oh.
That's your homework for the week.
I'll try. All right. Is there anything else you want to talk about for our listeners real quick here?
Even if you do not submit a poem, take a moment to enjoy some poetry this month. Read a poem, maybe look up some famous poets, see what you can find. We actually have a display of poetry books at the Bedford Library. It is not a dead art. We need to still appreciate it.
It's not a dying art like, what was it, ballet and opera. Nobody goes to see ballet and opera.
We don't need to talk about Timothée Chalamet's bad opinions. I also have never been to an opera, but I'm still not going to diss those who can do it. I cannot.
Just remember, the reason why Tom Holland got cast as Spider-Man over Timothée Chalamet was because he had the ballet training.
He is actually a very good dancer.
He is. I've seen his moves. Have you seen the clip of him where he was dancing to Rihanna's Umbrella?
Yes, more than once.
That's the best one. That's the best one.
The best lip sync battle of all time.
Pretty much. Oh, all right. Well, we're going to jump into what's going on at your local library. Sound good?
Okay.
I'm going to hand you a stack.
Okay.
Yeah, that looks about like a fair distribution.
All right. Am I going first or are you?
I'm going to go ahead and start this off because this one is mine. So, the Bedford Branch Library is pleased to present Preservation and Digitization coming Thursday, May 14th, 2026 from 3 to 4:30 p.m. Join us for a class on basic photograph preservation and digitization techniques. Participants will learn how to care for older media, photographs, papers, etc., and how to convert them to digital versions if they so choose. Register online.
On Thursday, April 30th at 6:30, we have File This Under Life Changing, which is a professional organizer coming to help you explain how to organize your life. So you can register online, and again, that's Thursday, April 30th at 6:30.
Fantastic. The Ida Branch Library is pleased to present Wednesday Play Lab, the Spring Edition. This will be occurring Wednesdays at 10 a.m. It's already started and it runs through May 27th. Be sure to register online and then join them each Wednesday morning to explore a brand new way to play.
On Saturday, May 9th at the Bedford Library from 1 to 3:30, we have Cricut for Beginners. And please note this is Cricut, the craft supply item that cuts paper, not Cricut, like makes noise outside your window.
What about the sport?
Nope, not that kind of Cricut either. It's a very versatile word. So if you would like to learn how to use a Cricut, please register online.
That's right, you can learn Cry Cut. Now, the Ida Branch Library is also pleased to present Make Wildflower Seed Ornaments. This is coming Sunday, May 3rd from 3 to 4 p.m. Just in time for Mother's Day, make an ornament from recycled materials that can be planted to grow beautiful wildflowers. Register online, appropriate for ages 3 and up.
And at the Bedford Library on Saturday, May 16th from 12 to 5, we are having a K-pop vendor market. So if you are into K-pop, which for those of you not in the know is Korean pop music, there will be 14 K-pop themed vendors, bubble teas, there's a raffle, random dance play, photo op, photo card trading. So please stop by if you are into K-pop.
A Flower Pot for Mom, Saturday, May 2nd at 10 a.m. Mother's Day is almost here. Stop in and create a one-of-a-kind flower pot to give your mom. All supplies are provided. Space will be limited, so registration is required. This will be happening at the Robert A. Vivian Branch Library.
Now, we mentioned it's Jane Austen's 250th year, but did you also know it's America's 250th year? So, at the Bedford Branch Library on May 14th at 6 p.m., we are having a National Park Service and American History presentation. And this is in celebration of America's 250th. So we're celebrating the beauty of America. A River Raisin National Battlefield presenter will be here. There will be a Q&A session. And again, that's May 14th at 6 p.m.
If you were curious, the United States is older than Jane Austen by just a few months. July versus December.
July of this year, though, she turned 250 in December of last year.
Oh.
Jane Austen is older than America.
She's older.
Adrian is lying to you.
Oh, right. That says 1775, doesn't it? Jane Austen is older than the United States of America. Do you see this picture? I might put this picture up on the screen here. You watch Bridgerton, right?
Yes, of course.
Is she not dressed just like...
So, you do realize Bridgerton is probably inspired by Jane Austen more than Jane Austen is inspired by Bridgerton.
Nah, couldn't be. And last from me, the Robert A. Vivian Branch Library is pleased to present the third Thursday special. Don't like to drive at night? Need something to do? Join us every other month for our adult third Thursday special. Sit, relax, and do a special craft. All supplies are included. We do ask that you register online. The next one will be coming up on May 21st. So check that out.
Very exciting.
All right, if you happen to be watching on YouTube, please be sure to like, subscribe, hit the ring bell for notifications when we upload a new episode, and tell us who is your favorite poet down below. If your name happens to be Sarah Oatmeal, go ahead and let us know how to spell algorithm. If you happen to be watching on Spotify, please be sure to like the episode and like the page as a whole because it helps us with the algorithm. The look you're giving me right now.
the Sarah oatmeal thing come from?
It's a long story. Anyway, we'd like to thank you for listening, and this has been In the Library with
Jen.
And I'm Adrian. Thanks for watching.
Bye.